That's right, my friends, you have sent me some of your unpopular gym opinions, although I've been through some, and I think some of them are quite popular, but I thought we can run them down and hopefully teach each other a thing or two about the fitness palace of love. Let's go! So we start with Brandon Doulom 3394, one of those classic names, who says 30 to 40 minutes in the gym 3 to 5 times a week with the right intensity is plenty to gain muscle. I totally agree with you. If that's not the way you want to train, that's not how you should train. But of course, life is always going to get in the way. It's just, the way of things. So if that's all you can fit in, absolutely, fit it in. And after a while, you understand how hard do I have to train? How much effort do I have to give to this? How many sets should I do? How many reps should I do? Because doing a session like that is going to be completely different from doing a 90-minute session, let's say. But absolutely, I could not agree with that more. It kind of ties into these more simplistic gym videos we have been doing for a while. You do not have to go in there. And I'm not saying you don't have to try hard. Of course you have to try hard. There has to be a certain amount of effort and intensity to break the muscle down. But it's like quality and quantity, right? Time doesn't mean you've done a good job. You could go to the gym for 3 hours and sit there and just, I don't know, put your finger in your ear and you've achieved absolutely nothing. Which brings us on to Alan Tyndall 85, who says, as a beginner, I learned to squat on a Smith machine. It both taught me form and gave me the confidence to move to back squats with a bar, and learning that way is absolutely fine. I once again would give you the big thumbs up. Now, I personally do not like Smith machine squats, but that could be due to my body, it could be due to my chemical makeup, it could just be due with my dumb brain. Absolutely. Chris Bumstead is a big fan of Smith machine squats, and he has them in his program, or at least he has had them in one of his most recent programs. And if the greatest bodybuilder who is walking around right now, up for debate of course, is doing them, you can do them too. And even more so, if you are intimidated by your exercise, let's say some kind of compound exercise, and you want to teach yourself on some kind of machine, of course you should do that. You go to the gym for you, and don't let anybody, including me or Alan, that was his name, can't remember, tell you otherwise. Federico 3652 says you should always secure your plates and never leave gym equipment laying around on the floor after you've finished with it. Best to put it back where it belongs. Well, I hope that's not an unpopular gym opinion. I mean, it will be for some morons, but no, absolutely. Always use clips, because why the hell not? Stands to reason, right? And if you don't need them, having them is going to protect you more. And always put your weights back. I know there'll be some occasions where you don't want to, and I suppose here and there is okay, but treat the gym with respect, and the respect will come back to you. I don't know what that means. I just thought it was going to sound cool. I basically want to be Batman. But yeah, don't leave your weights for somebody else to tidy up. What are you, 11? No. Joe Cohen says it is better to do the lifts you like, even if they only hit the same area over and over, than to not lift at all. I mean, I actually think even if you are going to lift, you should do the exercises that you enjoy. Because the amount of people that get in touch with me saying I'm not going to the gym because I don't like my exercise is really rather large. So, my friend, I think that one should be at the top of everybody's lists. Make sure you're having fun and entertaining yourself in the gym. Now, look, for some people, pushing themselves and absolutely wrecking themselves is going to be their idea of fun. Other people are going to have to switch that up a bit. But I always compare it to theme parks, because I hate theme parks. But a mate of mine thinks theme parks are the greatest thing ever. And we get on like fire, whatever that means. Does fire get on? I don't know. But the point is, we're very, very similar in some respects, but others, we are in total 180. So make sure it's the same with the gym as well. Find a way where you want to go, and everything's going to be peaches and cream. Cyan says the gym's obsession with numbers and quantifying everything can make both motivating after a workout and pushing yourself to the best you can during a workout much harder. So I do think there's something in that. I remember when I went away to New York City, I believe. I couldn't train for some reason, but I was able to do cardio. I can't remember now. There was a specific reason for it. Nothing to do with me, due to the situation I found myself in. And the way that I really found myself pushing my cardiovascular activity was I was doing, let's just say, half an hour of cardio. I don't remember what it was. I just wanted to beat my calories for the day. So let's say it wasn't this number, of course. Let's say I was burning 300 calories on Monday. By Tuesday, I said, let's just burn 301. And that actually it turned it into a mini competition with myself. Now, don't get too obsessed with the numbers, because this ties into weighing yourself on a scale and looking at yourself in a mirror. You can drive yourself absolutely crazy. But yes, in terms of the dangling carrot, that's why you should be writing everything down. Even if you forget about it for 6 weeks, but you do a bench press, you think, oh my gosh, I think that was a good bench press. You can look back 6 weeks and go, it was a good bench press, because 6 weeks ago I was doing 20 kilograms and now I'm doing 30. And those little things, as he has said, do serve as a pretty good motivator. Not Active says do all your cardio before you start lifting weights to keep your gains and build up endurance. Well, I see what he means. I suppose if you do cardio after your weights, you're not going to get home and eat in time. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that, but again, that's going to be bespoke to you. I always would suggest you try and do your cardio weights at different parts of the day, but that's really hard because once again, life will absolutely try and intercept that. So if you do have to do cardio, I would always do it after lifting, mostly because if your goal is to gain muscle, you want to make sure you use as much energy as you do have in your tum-tum, and then you can use the rest to do cardiovascular activity. And I personally do find it harder. Depends how you're doing cardio. I do steady state. If you're doing HIIT, it's going to be different. But because I do steady state cardio, I kind of just zone out, whereas when I'm lifting weights, I need to be really, really intense. So, no, personally, I wouldn't agree with that. But again, it's an unpopular gym opinion. So good for you, my friend. Keep doing it. Van Keck, which is not his name, says you just need squats, bench, curls, and sit-ups to look good. I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, your squats is going to give you, obviously, a focus on legs. It is an overall body workout in many ways. Bench is going to work your arms, your shoulders, and your chest. Curls will work your biceps. And sit-ups, I never think you need to do sit-ups unless you want to work on your core. But if you did all that, and you did it with the right rest, and you did it with the right intensity, would you look pretty decent and far better than somebody that wasn't? Yes. Yes, you would. Man, Tony St. Pierre, it's a good name, says you don't have to bulk to gain muscle. You can gain muscle while staying at the same weight or even losing weight if you do it right. This is also true. I think they call it main gaining or something like that. You do not have to go up to 5,000 calories in order to build muscle. Now, look, it's a good way to do it because if you are eating in a surplus, your body's going to have more energy, it's going to have more fuel, and it's going to have more bits and pieces in order to do this. But you are also going to put on weight that you may not necessarily want to have, and that may make you feel sad in your Tootsie Toes. So, yes, absolutely, this can be done. You have to be far more patient, and I like to think if you're going to do this, you should be super educated on how fitness works or get a personal trainer. That's my opinion. Of course, you can do it no matter what your experience level, but it is true. Do I think it's an unpopular opinion? Maybe. I know a lot of the old school bodybuilders will always tell you to eat in a calorie surplus and go into a calorie deficit, but if you don't want to do these peaks and troughs, you can at the very least give it a go. And the cool thing about today is that YouTube has a bunch of videos on this, you can teach yourself. Sean says, if you can't set the bar down, it's too much weight for you. Sean, you and I would get on at parties. I agree. Now, look, this is my problem. This is my issue. I am the bad person in this scenario because it is a gym and some things you just have to expect to be true. Like if I'm driving through a farmer's field, I expect it to smell like poop. I hate it when people bang weights on the floor. Of course, I've done it myself, always by accident, but it drives me nuts. So, I agree. If you're going to slam the weights down, use lesser weight. B. Lavati says, most gyms are now clubs where people hang out and make videos for social media. Yep, I would say a high percentage is that. I'm not totally against it as long as people aren't hogging equipment, but I can't say much about it because I have filmed videos in gyms, but I've never done it in the way that some people do. They come with a tripod and stuff. But on the flip side, that works for me because next time I do want to film in the gym, if I want to be my tripod, I feel a little bit more comfortable. But I would never feel truly at ease doing it because, again, that's just not what I see the gym as. But I'm also not massively against people doing it. Moose says, if you can keep a straight face for all of your reps, you're not training hard enough to force adaptation. There would be some truth to that. Because, of course, exertion, and think about it when you're on the toilet. It's a weird example, but it's true. You've got when you're straining. So it would be the same in the gym. And it is something you could absolutely throw in there, I suppose, as a minor thing to keep an eye on to make sure you are pushing it. But some people would just maybe straight-face Sallies. But be able to lift like that. I mean, you look like a serial killer when you're doing it. But no, I think there's probably something to that. I don't think it's something that anyone actually needs to overly worry about. But if you're trying to be as intense as you do need to build muscle, well, you probably have to look a little bit dumb. Joseph says, told my rather successful powerlifting mate who thinks about quitting the gym to look inward into what makes him truly happy, and if the gym ain't it, quit, do something else. So, health and fitness is really important. Always make sure you're doing some kind of cardiovascular activity, but absolutely, if you don't like lifting weights, you don't like the gym, and you're getting nothing from it, go and do something else, right? What a waste of life that would be. I don't want to get all hoity-toity here, but we are only on this planet once as far as we know, so make the most of it as best as you can. Don't feel like you have to go to the gym. Again, I'm not going to go through it because I've done the list 1,000 times. There's so many ways to keep in shape. You don't just have to go to the fitness palace of love. I am very lucky in the sense I found it and realized this is what I want to do, but if it's not for you, listen to Joe. Andrew says, if you have to drop the weight, you can't lift the weight. We've already talked about this, but I agree with it. Chalk should never be used in gyms. I think it depends on the gym when you walk in there. If it is all chalky, you just have to accept that's the rules of the gym, but I do know what you mean. People take up a bench, then stand directly in front of the dumbbells away from the bench and do their exercise, then get upset when they get in everybody's way. I mean, I don't mind some exercises being done by the dumbbell rack. For example, if you are doing dumbbell rows, I understand why you want that, I don't know what you call it, that angle in order to put your hand there if all the benches are being used. But yes, people that use benches as shelves or as some kind of platform to put down their top, to put down their protein shake, to put down their phone, what are you doing? And don't give me this excuse of, yeah, but if I was doing like dumbbell presses, I'd be using it anyway. But you're not. That's like this game wouldn't be any good if Batman wasn't in it. Batman is in it. There is only a certain amount of benches in a gym. People want to use them. If you are just using the dumbbells on the dumbbell rack, Put your damn possessions to the side of the gym. It ain't hard. Bill the Body Guy, good name, says, if the gym is a certain level of busy, I will use a machine that you have claimed for your across the gym superset. Sorry, bro, but you don't own the place. Yep, I hate it. I hate it. How am I meant to know? Because if I'm supposed to know you're using it without any kind of evidence, it means I have to presume you're using every single piece of equipment in the gym, which means I'm the guy that is just sat there. And we've already talked about this. That's not going to help anyone. You just have to accept it. I know it sucks, but I want to do my supersets. If the gym is really busy and you are literally across the other side and you want to come back and use the tricep pull down or the rope, but now somebody else is using the rope, I do this all the time. I just go, okay, that's fair enough. Because it is fair enough. You have to accept it and you have to move on. Parla Danasi says squats, bench press, and deadlift are overrated for muscle growth. I wouldn't say they're overrated for muscle growth, but I would say they're overrated in the sense that people go, you need to do them, and you must do them. No, you don't. You're still going to be able to do muscle growth using other exercises, but I do feel like if you're in a little bit of a rut, or you're looking for quicker growth, those exercises are pretty good. Umar says, Planet Fitness is a great gym. People just have silly egos. I mean, this could be accurate. I keep meaning to go when I'm in the States, but so far I haven't been. User N, I'm just going to call him that, says, people who record themselves in the changing room are so effing annoying. I mean, it is a little bit weird. It is a personal private space, and ultimately you shouldn't be doing it. Trails and Beers says, don't make videos in gyms. Again, I do think you can argue this, but I think as long as you're respectful and as long as you remember this is not the priority and you have to give way to other people in the fitness palace of love, then that's cool. But if you're someone that gets mad because somebody walked in my shot, you are a flubbing a-hole. That's it. That was the last one. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for joining in. Again, if you do have any more unpopular gym opinions, leave them in the comments below, and then we can do a part 2. Unless this video dies on its ass. Also, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the bell ding ding so that if it's going live, there will be a video on the screen. Please do give it a click, even if you don't want to watch it. I don't care. GorillaMind.com/Simon. Use code Simon to get 10% off. There are links for all these things in the description. I like these supplements, hence why I'm happy to pimp them out. They have new products all the time, and every single one is a smash hit. These are my genuine thoughts. Patreon.com/Simon316 on all social media at Simon316, including that old there TikTok, which is actually Simon J. Miller. I've just realized I'm on Cameo. If you want a personalized video message, Samson Athletics and Pro Wrestling Tees, because I'm into my wrestling, of course, on the old merchandise there. And I've definitely forgotten something, but it's not coming to my brain. So just go and interact with all of those things and give me your money. I'm joking. Just thought it would be funny. Seriously, give me. I can't do it. I can't do it with a straight face. Take care of yourself. See you soon.